Hey everyone, welcome back to PokeMarketLab. It is January 3rd. We are just getting started in the new year, and we are about 2 weeks away from the release of Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions on January 17th. And the FOMO is starting to set in here. I think people are starting to lose hope that they're going to get their hands on product at any reasonable cost. Everyone expects the scalpers to be in full force at the retail stores on release day. Any additional product that comes to market online, whether it be Pokemon Center ETBs, regular ETBs, binder collections, any booster bundles or anything like that, it's all going to be. I mean, booster ETBs are $130 a pop on TCG Player right now. There's money to be made. That's going to bring people out of the woodwork here to try to make a buck or two, trying to flip product. We are back to the 2021 kind of era, COVID era, where almost anything was profitable. And again, that brings people into the game, into the collecting, into even the investing that wouldn't normally touch this with the 10-foot pole. So let's kind of talk about where we're at right now with Prismatic, what's coming, and see if there's anything we can do about it. So first things first here, just looking at some market prices here. Regular ETBs are going for about that $130 price point on TCG Player here, and people are paying this. It's the third, plenty of sales here at that $130 price point. And it's going to continue to go up, I think. And again, people are waiting and have been waiting to get closer to release day to see if a big box store or a big LGS or something like that, just they finally get an allocation number and they dump a bunch of stuff on the market. And again, it's not going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. I really don't see release day changing things. I think release day is going to make it worse because there's a lot of people holding out hope, and those people on release day, when they realize, oh crap, I missed out, that FOMO is really gonna set in, and at that point, it's really waiting for a reprint. And it's gotten so bad that we have a lot of other knockdown effects of a hot market and a hot product like this, where stores are canceling orders and relisting them. You're going to see TCG Player stores and sellers on TCG Player canceling orders and relisting them. It just brings a lot of the crappy human behavior and the crappy people, both from the buyer and seller end. It brings that out, this kind of market, unfortunately. Smoke and Mirror Hobbies, I don't know if you're familiar with them. If you're not, they're one of the larger LGSs with an online presence. They released theirs today online at noon Eastern time with heavy limits. You can see limit 1, limit 2 here. Really reasonable prices. Obviously, these are MSRP prices, and I think it sold out within 60 seconds. I don't even know. I tried adding one to my cart, couldn't get it, just to see if I could even get to checkout screen, and couldn't. And this is the kind of fever that's out there for full price product. And again, anything below the $130 price point, people are going to be gobbling up. There are going to be professional scalpers sitting outside Walmart, sitting outside Target for every single day after release, just trying to get their hands on a box. I mean, we see people in Costco's picking up premium collections to try to make a couple of bucks flipping them somewhere else, either Facebook Marketplace, TCG Player, wherever. And that's what the cost of shipping those darn things. So the fact that you have some massive margins here, products that are 200% above retail, it's going to be a bloodbath. So I think it means for the regular people, for the regular collectors, obviously from an investor standpoint, you're trying to make money too, right? So it's this product is fair game for anyone. I don't think it's fair to say one person or another should have access to the product necessarily. This is what happens in a free market, right? But the point is, again, we see more product coming to market from these LGSs, from big box stores. I'm fully confident at this point. There's nothing that's going to come to market in January prior to release day or even release day that's going to do much to move this needle. One quick side note I wanted to talk about: if you are trying to get product maybe at above MSRP or slightly above MSRP, if you have an opportunity, this surprise box here, this is a different type of product than we've seen before. It's only got 4 booster packs in it. However, it has the option. It has the potential to pull. It's a guaranteed promo card. It's a specialty promo card. It's got this Prismatic Evolution stamp on it here. You have 1 of 9 promo cards with that stamp in that box. Okay. And so you have the cards we see in the regular set, right? These EV Evolutions cards. However, the Prismatic Evolution stamp that you see there can only be found, as far as I'm aware, can only be found in this specialty box here, the surprise box. And we've seen we've seen something similar happen with the Pokemon Center ETBs, where we have a different version of a card that's in demand, a good looking card, and that creates some demand, right? That stamp creates some separation between the regular card. It's a premium version of that card because it has a stamp. You can argue about whether that's crazy or not. The market doesn't lie, right? The market has loved the stamp promo cards from all the Pokemon Center ETBs. This could be a sleeper product here. Price per pack standpoint is terrible, but those promo cards could be worth some money. So, and there's not many of these listed on TCG Player. We've had quite a few of them sell. So, if this is a product that's in that's in demand post release, it could that card could drive the price up. Those cards could be expensive. It's not a guarantee which card you get in the box, so there's some randomness there, but I think it is you are guaranteed one card with that stamp promo. So that could be an interesting product. So if you have the option of getting these, especially below this price here that you see on the screen, about $64, I think these are retailing. Go back to that screen here. They didn't have any at Smoke and Mirror. I think it's about the $30 price point. If you have the option of getting that and you can't get the ETB, I think it's worth picking up. I think that could be a real sleeper of a product. Again, looking at the ETBs, again, people are paying this all day. Over 3,600 have been sold so far this year, leading up to release day. Average daily sell rate of these of almost 40 per day. And again, I think this is going to continue. There's only 133 listed here on TCG Player. There's definitely some stores out there that are waiting for allocations. They don't want to be caught canceling orders because they allocated too high. We've seen some of that news come out. Stores just pre-sold far too many, and now they have to go back to their customers and they have to tell them, hey, we don't have enough. And of course, the customer is going to assume that they're just going to relist them. And that's why they're telling. I mean, just there's so much incentive. There's the human nature is to make as much on this product as possible, and cancel it. I abhor stores that cancel and relist. I despise it. I have no problem with the store jacking up the price a bit. If the secondary market's high, say you get $130 ETB here, you sell it for $70, $80, $90. That's a secondary market. That's your prerogative. Remember some of these stores for years didn't make any money on ETBs. For years, they didn't even make money. Some stores didn't make money on booster boxes, okay? Not long ago, booster boxes upon release were $100 a pop, okay? Which means maybe they made a few dollars of booster box, never mind an ETB, okay? So when things are hot, yes, stores try to capitalize on that. And a lot of stores, their whole methodology, their whole business model is moving as much product as possible to keep their allocations up from distributors to allow them on a set like Prismatic to get as much of an allocation as possible so that they can leverage the margin on a hot product and make money. And it makes their year sometimes. And so I don't abhor that, but canceling product and relisting it for a higher price is that's abhorrent. And I get any store that does that to you, I would never do business with them again. I would never trust them again. Pokemon Center ETBs. This price is hot. I don't know what's going to happen with this price on release day. This is really hot for an ETB, even a Pokemon Center ETB. Keep in mind, again, the number of sellers that we have on TCG Player is going to drastically increase on release day because it's all individual sellers. It's very little big box stores. Big box store has equal a chance at getting product versus you or I, as long scoping out the Pokemon Center website on pre-order day or release day. So you're going to see you're going to see the supply to market for these increase quite a bit versus regular ETBs too. So this could come down in price. I still wouldn't pay it. I think this is true of any price right now. I'm not paying. There's Pokemon channels out there saying, hey, anything under $150, I'm not chasing. It's just my methodology. You do you. I think it could run higher. I'm not willing to. I'm saying that from the perspective of someone who has locked in fairly affordable product earlier on in the process, and I distributed that amongst multiple stores, knowing that there's probably going to be a cancellation or two. My understanding from my distributor access that I have is that I'm likely not getting much there. So again, going into that, again, I used that to make my purchasing decision elsewhere. But these, your best way of getting Pokemon Center ETBs on release day is just go pull up the Pokemon Center website. But everyone is going to be doing that. There's a massive, over a 400% markup on this on the secondary market, closer to 500%, based on the $60 retail price on the Pokemon Center website. So there's money to be made. But again, this could reduce in price on release day, knowing we have a flood of this coming to market. But it's never going to be $60 again. I wouldn't be surprised if it went below 300, but this is not something I would ever consider touching. Everyone FOMOs once in a while. This is far too rich for my taste. Far too rich. I mentioned cancellations. Again, lots of stories coming out now of cancellations that are happening. Local game stores canceling, online stores canceling, especially those weird stores. No, I shouldn't say weird stores. The stores aren't well known, right? And some of those are really, really good, and they're trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to grow their allocations in their business so they can capitalize on something like a Prismatic Evolutions where they can make some money. So I don't want to disparage the fact that it's just an unknown store, but what's happening now is because all the big known stores are out of this product, people are looking to pick it up at a reasonable price, which at this point is probably under $90 anywhere. And so that means they're going to websites that are, possibly shady, not well known. I guarantee you there's probably TCG websites popping up just to try to scam people. I don't have proof of that, but I've been scammed myself on some hot product in the past where I looked where I shouldn't have been looking for product that was cheaper. It was a too good to be true situation. Live and learn. Yeah, we have stories of people getting canceled. A couple of Reddit posts here. Some of them actually a little while ago of some canceled products. So this again, this brings out the worst in people, the worst in businesses. Remember, businesses are run by people. And it just creates a crappy situation that leaves a bad taste in the mouth of people who are trying to, get back into the hobby or get in the hobby for the first time, right? I don't want just people coming to the hobby just because I'm an investor and I want them to buy product long term. It's because it's fun. It's enjoyable. This is a great IP. Most of the time it's a great community, and we want people to come in and have a good experience and stay and enjoy it just like we enjoy it. And when you have situations like this where people can't get product, it's not enjoyable, even from an investor standpoint, right? It's just this is stressful, and this is the point where I start to zone out. If it weren't for the running the channel and trying to keep my ear to the ground to try to get cheap product, I would have just washed my hands of it and just been like, okay, I got a few ETBs on the cheap. I'm not chasing at this point. It just becomes too stressful. And my goal when I invest is really to buy as cheap as possible, but also not to sweat every single penny and put it on the shelf for a long, long time when those 10%, 15% price swings pre-order or post release date, they just don't matter to me at the end of the day. And so this is it just becomes a stressful situation. It makes it not fun even from the investor standpoint, and people miss out. And again, you have to be okay with missing out. You have to make that plan. You have to say to yourself, hey, I'm not willing to pay $400 for a Pokemon Center ETB. Maybe you are. Hey, maybe you got a pile of money that you have no problem putting, outside your front lawn and lighting on fire, because that's kind of what you're doing at that point. That is for you to decide. Far be it from me or anyone else to tell you not to do that. But that's your decision. But at the end of the day, for me, it's just not. That's far too rich. And the other thing too, a lot of people we experienced this back in 2021 too. Please, this is the one thing I will tell you, do not do. The one piece of wisdom: do not use credit. Do not use loans. Do not use credit cards. Do not use borrowed money to buy Pokemon products to try to earn a return on it. There have been plenty of stories of people losing their shirt, getting stuck holding the bag, right? They bought product cheap, they bought product on interest, right? They bought product on credit cards, thinking they were going to flip it. They were going to make a bunch of money in a couple months or in a few weeks or instantly, and they get left holding the bag. Market changes overnight. That's happened. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen multiple times, good markets and bad. And then they're left holding the product, and they're left holding a high interest rate. Trying to because you're literally at the end of the day, if you're using a high interest credit card or any kind of credit card that you're paying any interest on, you're trying to out earn that interest, and it's extremely, extremely dangerous. It's like buying product on margin. So please, please, please do not put yourself at risk. This is again printed cardboard. At the end of the day, it should be extra money. It should be money that you've just hobby money that you have that you're putting into this. So please be careful. So let's kind of recap. What can we do about the price of Prismatic, and how do we approach this? I definitely think trying to find product below $100 is really, MSRP's gone. Obviously, I said that before. I said, a couple of videos ago, you could probably get, maybe between $70 and $100. $70, $80 might be an okay price. I think that still is, if you can find it. I think the opportunity to find that's disappearing. I think that's almost gone. I don't know that release day is really going to do anything for the product for the price. I really don't. Based on the allocation numbers we're hearing, based on the demand, based on the fact there's people waiting for release day for that very thing to happen, and when it doesn't happen, FOMO is going to kick in. They're going to pay whatever price it is on release day, thinking they're going to miss out. And the price could run. It could be $150 to $200 ETB on release day, which is bonkers. That's wild, but that's where we're at. So again, I would prepare yourself to try to snipe on release day. I would not hold out hope. I would prepare yourself in advance for not being able to get any, and just try to keep that money, put it aside. Maybe in the future we get a reprint. People's attention span moves elsewhere. You get the opportunity to buy, or maybe you don't. Maybe you pick up some packs at your local. Maybe swing by your local game store and they get a box for $80-$90 a month or two from now. You're like, you know what? That's not a bad price. I'm gonna get one, put it in the closet, just to say I have one for a long term in case it keeps running out. I do that sometimes. I'll pay a bit more than MSRP. I've seen people do that at Surging Sparks, saying, I don't want to miss out. Let's just get a box. And it's almost like an emotional box, just to say, I get a little piece of the pie just in case this thing explodes. It's like Evolving Skies 2.0 insurance. But again, just be careful with how much money you're spending there. I wouldn't do that on a $400 box. On a $100 ETB, that's up to you. That's not terrible. So that's it for this one. Good luck. I'll probably do one more video as we approach release day here, just to kind of keep up, because things are nuts. They're certainly nuts. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, that's it for now. We'll see you on the next one. Again, if you like what we're doing here, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.